Do you want to say open the room? You can ask the most rigorous questions. It should be.
Thank you. Geachte Prof en hier. It's obvious that you are talking about the image, that you also talk about the reality of the city. You give priority to the visual aspect, but you question the relation of image and city. And in your historical comparison of how the city becomes a landscape, which means, as I understand, that its reality and its image are indissolubly and poetically linked. Now, in that process, when the city becomes a landscape, images represent the urban reality in many ways. You define 5 concepts of representation: the virtual image, the emulative image, the haptic image, the instant image, and the kinetic image. Now, I'm interested in the emulative image. In Europe, to emulate is to rival. In the negative sense, it is antagonistic and jealous, considered vulgar and degrading. But in the positive sense, it means to equal or surpass, and this is considered noble and elevating. So to emulate is to play a match. An emulative image matches, but what does it match and how? In the Western classical tradition of resemblance and similarity, analyzed by Foucault, you quote him in the classical age, their emulation consists in a reciprocal relation of image and reality. But I would like to know how this reciprocal relation occurs in China. And please, could you explain this concept of emulation in contemporary Chinese film, which you deal with in chapter 5, and on page 256 you define 5 aspects of it. There's allegory, the void, the scroll, the kinesthetic scroll, miniaturization, and frame. So please demonstrate how this works in perhaps 2 different ways in Chinese film.
Thank you for your question. About the difference about emulation and virtuality, actually found things that are common in both space of perception and quite big differences also. With virtuality, we cannot distinguish what is real and what is representation. Virtuality makes us really feel that make us doubt that what we are seeing is real or not. With emulation, we also perceive reality by representation, but it's a true reality. In a way, you perceive it by this mental trip, but reality is there. So one is faking that reality, makes you wonder. It makes you, it's a kind of false experience. Virtuality is a true, emulation is a true experience, but you experience reality by abstraction. This experience is not a visual experience in emulation. It's a trip in the mind. So it's an experience based on a kind of miniaturization. I call, for example, Bachelard speaks about, in the poetic image, there is two qualities. One is the miniaturization and the immensity. And emulation has both, miniaturization and immensity. Miniaturization is that you can make yourself very small and travel inside. And this is a mental, how can you do it while looking at something? But it's a kind of mental process. Also immensity. Immensity is in the mind. When you really experience something that it goes out of scale, is because you really go into your mind and you experience. And how an image can make that connection, how an image can touch you so deeply that makes you feel so small, so big. In cinema, this true experience of reality by making you small big, is using different techniques. I speak about miniaturization. In cinema is an example of it is, for example, the blue kite of Yang Swan. In the blue kite, during the whole movie, there is this kite flying in the sky. The kite is, in a way, miniaturizes the experience of a family living in the Beijing of the 1950s. The kite is the fragility of the life in the city, where there is the fear of the political eye, this fear that makes the family split, makes the family leave the city, the fear of the neighbors, is the fragility of a unit of the family that is in constant movement with the wind. And then you see the kite all the time, stuck in the trees or destroyed or rebuilt again. So miniaturization is in that every time you're looking at the movie and this kite appears in the sky, depending how you see it, you know how it's happening, what is happening. So you don't see the narration of the movie, but by looking at the kite in the sky, you realize a deep meaning, you realize something that's behind. The frame. The frame is a threshold. Is when you can see something, but you're outside the space, so you are an observer. And this threshold where you can detach in a way. And in cinema, I will also give the example of the blue kite. In most of the cases, the camera is outside the scene, looking through a window, looking through a door, and it really, you feel like you are safe. Is this idea of safeness? So again, it's like you detach from the space. The camera really makes you be an observer outside. The void. I will give the example of Shanghai Triad. The void is this space, but also the void is this space that it's the music, the sound of a music, the repetition of the same sound in specific moments when nothing is happening, the scene is empty. You listen to the sound, and by only listening to the sound, you know what's going on. In Shanghai Triad is the wind. By listening to the wind, only the voices in the wind, you only see the scene with the countryside, but only by listening to the wind, you know the narration going on. There is a void there. The kinesthetic scroll, it makes you, in a way, extend time. Of course, in painting, the scroll was something that you could move yourself, and you could spend as much time as you wanted looking at a specific point and then continue. In cinema, it's not possible because the time is running in the narration. But movie makers, these movie makers, I continue. I can
You said it yourself, time is running. Your time has run out.
I know.
So please, after November, would you take your seat in the room again?
Okay.
This committee will withdraw for consultation and the meeting